Okay, boys. Okay, so we are back, and this is the final. It's the final countdown. Shikagata number 2. Okay, that was a 6. Nah! She wants it back. You're gonna get the 5. No. No. You'll get the... Yeah. Nah, she got it! She fucking got it! Ah! Okay. Yes, thank you. Oh, and down here. Give it to me. No, it's a free. Fuck you. Why you want that free? Why you want that free? Okay, I'll give it back to her. Give me that card. Give me that fucking card right now, Alicia. That was a 6 again. I'm a fuck. Oh shit! I shouldn't have let her get their fucking 6s. I maybe lost. But that fuck, that's that's the most unfortunate one. I can't even jump back. Ah! No! I wanted to win! Please! Boys! I wanted to win! But I lost! She had the 6s! Of course she wanted the 6s! The bitch wanted the 6s! I shouldn't have let it go. The fucking 6s! No! One can only guess what she will get up to tomorrow. She could embarrass me at the lineup if I don't oversleep, of course. She could complain to Olga Dmitrievna. She could just start rumors around the camp. The worst thing is that everyone will believe her, not me. I wasn't even sure why, but I was 100% sure about it. I left the canteen. It was still too early to sleep, and a short walk looked like a good idea. Where should I head to? That's the question. Where should I head to? Nobody knows. Nobody sees. But where is Uliana? I have no Slaviana. I have no idea. Let me see. I kind of want to go to the infirmary. I just kept stumbling forward, wandering around, and came to the infirmary. If I need emergency help, then it would be from a psychiatrist. And going to see your nurse did not even cross my mind. It crossed my mind. For the first time today, I finally felt how tired I was. Fuck that. I'll choose another one. And walk seems like a good idea. Okay, I'll walk to I'll meet someone at the beach. Maybe the bikini girl. Nah, I came to the beach. I was not in the best mood and I really had no desire to swim, but I still came to the water's edge and tried the water with my hand. At least it will still be pretty. It's still a pretty side. Pretty side, yeah. The water was warm. Seems like I was still cooling down after such a hot day. Well, perhaps some other time I will come back to swim. For the first time today, I finally felt how tired I was. How I was tired. Boys, I was tired! There was no light in the window, so Olga Dmitrievna must have been sleeping already. Strangely enough, she waited for me yesterday. I entered the cabin, quietly stripped and laid on the bed. When you think about it, my situation hadn't got any clearer today. In fact, I've spent a whole day doing useless stuff I would have never have even thought about doing something like this in the real world. Although I had plenty of time. How much time I would have here in total is still a mystery. Maybe an eternity. Or maybe there are only a few minutes left. I just didn't want to think about the past, about how I got to this camp. For the first time in a long while, I felt really tired. Not only emotionally tired, but also physically tired. Psychologically tired, and God knows how else tired. I just wanted everyone and everything to shove off, starting with my own thoughts. I wanted this mess somehow resolved by itself, or at least without my active participation. And what if I'm stuck here forever? Then I'll have to get used to it. So just like that, I'm not ready. My consciousness slowly drifted away from me, and it became progressively harder to concentrate on something distant. Perhaps it's better to wait until tomorrow. I rolled over and fell asleep. Good idea. Roll over and fell asleep. That's how we all like to have spend our days. We're only at day 3 now. Fuck boys. Haha. The night left a feeling of anxiety behind. I woke up exhausted, both physically and mentally. It happens to me all the time. You see incredibly lucid image in your dreams, and if you fell into a Hollywood blockbuster with a plot full of twists, well-paid actors, and multi-million-dollar visual effects, and then you wake up in the morning without remembering a thing. That's what I was trying to do. To restore the images shown by my relaxed brain. But that part of my memory was empty, either archived or formatted completely. It's 7 a.m. according to the clock. I seem to be an early bird today. Olga Dmitrievna was still sleeping, wrapping tightly in her blankets. Wrapping so tightly in a hot summer! I got up, stretched, and went to the mirror to have a look at myself. I'd better shave. Strange idea, before twice a month was enough, but now nothing depends on the way I look. I haven't found a razor anyway. Why do I even need it if I look like I'm 17 at most? So, breakfast can't start earlier than 9 a.m. Then that means I have plenty of time, which I can spend on walking and washing, for example. The water didn't seem as ice cold as previous day. On the contrary, its refreshing coolness helped me to brace up and come back to reality. Whether all these events could be called real. The tooth powder didn't seem to be such an outdated thing. A quick thought struck me. That is not that different from toothpaste. When I returned to the cabin, Olga Dmitrievna was already up. She was standing in front of the mirror, fixing her hair. Good morning, Semyon. Morning. Because of a lack of sleep, my head was still singing and my thoughts were all jumbled together. However, I didn't regret waking up instead of my usual habit of sleeping in for 2 or 3 hours more. How come you got up so early? It just happened. And no negative once again? I'll do it myself, not a big deal. On my way to the canteen. I don't think so, do it now. Did you forget about the lineup before breakfast? How could I ever forget? And what's the lineup going to be about today? We'll discuss the agenda for the day. So what's the agenda? Frankly speaking, I didn't care for what might be on the agenda for our courageous pioneer troop. I was mostly interested in where our brave leader will send our little pioneer army for the following 12 to 15 hours. Maybe I could manage to avoid enemy locations. We'll find that out at the lineup. She gave me a willy smile. Olga Dmitrievna, you know my stomach is getting upset. I'd rather, well, you know. I believe that's okay to miss the lineup once. It could get all nasty if I fail to control it right there. Where did all that courage come from? You have 5 more minutes. I'm afraid I need more time. Could you tell me right now, please? Sure, I'll try, but just in case it all goes down. Oh, fine.
On a list for today is cleaning the camp locations, organizing the books in the library, some other minor tasks, and of course, we have a ball in the evening. Watch yourself. You must take part in the camp activities today.
You bet. Definitely. And now I'd rather...
Come on, let's hit the road.
I came out of the cabin and hit the bushes behind it, waiting for Olga Dmitrievna to leave. Actually, I didn't have any particular reason to behave in this way. But the voice within me kept telling me that I have nothing to do at the lineup. Yeah, because of Alicia, I know. After the camp leader left, I went back to the cabin and decided to wait for the breakfast there. Well, I'm not planning on taking part in community life today. Cleaning and organizing, that's not what someone in my situation should be doing. 2 days have passed and I'm still right where I started. All the residents seemed to be perfectly ordinary people. They weren't involved in any conspiracy, weren't communicating with aliens, and had no idea about time warps. Of course, each of them is a bit peculiar. But those peculiarities do not seem out of line at all. Moreover, if I had met any of these pioneers in my familiar world, I wouldn't suspect anything wrong. They seem to be even more normal and natural than, let's say, yours truly. This line of reasoning was quite logical. The illogical part was the absence of answers. Ordinary people in an extraordinary world. I've heard and seen that already somewhere. Dozens of pioneers, or even more, live their familiar lives and do their regular stuff day by day. They don't understand that the world around them is not what it looks like. Okay, but this is their point of view. As for me, I'm not acquainted with the world of the Sovyonok camp and its residents, even if they seem to behave the way normal people would under the same circumstances. I have to decide here now. Are those people involved in what's happening to me? Could they give me any answers? Or do I have to seek the truth somewhere else? The truth is, you went on the wrong bus and fell asleep. And you ended up in a cab. They found your number and called your parents and said, he got here securely. And then they apparently shaved you and did your hair while you were sleeping. Isn't that a good explanation? I think it is. It seems I overbid a bit with the thinking. There is no usual crowd of hungry pioneers near the canteen. Or even inside the canteen. Most of them probably had their breakfast before 9 a.m. That's even better. Two company frees the crowd. Lena was sitting in the farthest corner of the canteen, lazily picking with her fork at the amorphous lump that vaguely resembles porridge. Having a breakfast with her seems like a good idea. We can have a chat in peace, or at least try to have one. I was on the way to her table when suddenly somebody grabbed me by my sleeve. Shenya, the librarian. Get your... Get your meal. Get your meal. We need to talk. What are you waiting for? I was a bit confused. Pardon, isn't this a bit too sudden? What's wrong? Get your meal and sit down. I suppose that she considers her behavior completely normal. Sorry, but I promised Lena. Fine, wait a minute. I kind of want to know what she want to... I can't... I know! I want to know! I want to know! I want to know what she's talking about, but I also want to talk to Lena. This is a fucked up, okay, so let me see if, did we promise Lena to read? That's right. Nah, that's probably not mine. That's just because we don't want... Okay, let me hear. Okay. I'm not sure why, but I accepted the invitation. What if I can learn something new? She is such a bookworm. A minute later, I was sitting in front of Senya, with the tray and the simple meal on it: porridge, 2 eggs, 4 pieces of white bread, sauces, and a glass of compote. Bon appetit. Thanks. I decided to act as politely as I could, and also eat more neatly, without jumping and spilling crumbs of food or drops of compote. So, what do you want to talk about? Today at the library, I wasn't listening from this point onwards. I immediately recalled Olga Dimitrievna's work about the scheduled events for today.
Don't forget.
Oh, what?
I said don't forget to visit the library after lunch.
What for?
Were you even listening?
No. I admitted honesty. Senya's face turned red, then appeared green, then took on a soft purple color.
Today after lunch, you in the library got a dunch.
Dunch? What kind of curse is that? Though apparently you must never use a curse word. How could I forget this rule? Oh yeah, sure, I apologize, of course, I'll be there. Actually, I wasn't really planning to go anywhere, but if you want to make someone speak, you need to sacrifice a bit first. By the way! But yeah, you should know, I totally lost count. I decided to play fair. She looked at me perplexed and answered, "Have you gone completely bananas?" Honestly, that's how I felt for the last few days. Senya didn't reply. "So what year is it?" I smiled kindly. "Listen, why don't you visit the infirmary?"
Listen, why don't you visit the infirmary?
Will that tell me what year it is? Oh, certainly, and even more. Senya stood up and headed to the exit. Wait, you didn't finish your meal? But it looked like she won't turn back. Can we talk to Lena? I was finishing chewing on the sausage, which tastes like a twisted pear cable. I wonder if they had internet access here? I guess not. A pioneer sitting at the next table noticed me talking to myself and stared at me, smiled, and waved to him in return. After such a friendly greeting, he, for some reason, left the canteen quickly without finishing his breakfast. Done with the food, it's time to search for some clues. Some time later, I finally came to the infirmary. I have nothing to do in that place. Though the nurse seemed quite caring, it's better to keep a distance from her. Such benevolence is actually scary. She may know something, but I just hadn't the courage to enter the infirmary. Moreover, I had no reason to. Not a single one. Immersed in my own thoughts, I didn't notice the nurse, who was standing on the porch. "Hey there, pioneer." She came closer.
You must be sick. Did you come for your medicine?
No. I was just wandering around.
Oh, a truant, I see. But if you're here, I have a serious task for you.
I gave her a look of inquiry. The word task made me feel uneasy. It sounded like something inevitable. The nurse smiled spitefully.
You both will help me make an inventory of the supplied medicine which arrived today.
Both? Who are we? Perhaps I misheard. But what word could be confused with both?
Hi.
Lena emerged from behind the nurse's back. It seemed strange that I hadn't noticed her until now.
Come here. After dinner, I have
No, those.
Come here after dinner. I have explained everything to Lena. She will tell you what to do.
Medicine, huh? Supplied today? But Olga Dimitrievna told me that no bus would arrive in the next couple of days. So there were visitors to a camp today? Yes, they arrived from the city. Why are you asking? Just curious.
All right, pioneer.
Fuck, I can't make her voice. I'll come. All right, pioneer. You'll be here? Maybe Lena was barely noticeable this whole time. Surely she's able to remain invisible like a skilled ninja.
I could do it on my own.
No way. Fuck! No way! You're alive, the fuck! That's a new voice. Fuck! I hate. Okay, I'll adjust it. Fuck! What voice should I give her? I'm so bad. I can never. This is stressful. No, stressful. Okay, I'm done screaming.
And a pioneer is always ready. Isn't that so, pioneer?
She gazed at me and smiled menacingly. I don't want to spend the whole evening doing something like this, and also I've got more important things to do. But rejecting this request would be really important. If it wasn't Lena who was standing here, I would definitely think my way out. Okay, I'll do it.
Nice. That's how a true pioneer should answer.
Even after these words, I barely came a step closer to the be prepared, always prepared motto.
Then you can go.
I looked at Lena, who was still staring at the ground. I guess all the time she spent staring at the ground was enough to learn everything there is to know about the life and habits of different insects. Plus, Lena likes to read, so she probably read many biological, botanical, and so on books. Perhaps she wants to become an entomologist. Okay.
Where will you head next?
Lena's words drew me away from the obscure thoughts. We'd been standing at the square for some time, and my speculations about Bugs' lives were only an attempt to escape this awkward situation. Though, why did I see it as awkward?
Just don't forget, alright?
Don't forget what?
Well, tonight after dinner at the infirmary.
Her face got slightly crumpled. Looked to it. No way, that's impossible. Alright. Right after dinner. I'm at your service. I thought too late at my words. Lena blushed even harder. I need to find a way to ease this situation. Why did the nurse ask you to do it?
I don't know. I was just sitting on the bench and reading a book. Then she came and...
It's smart to ask a reliable person who would never say no. Okay. Well, then after dinner?
Okay. I'll be off then.
Yeah, sure. Fuck! Lena is... Yeah. She walked off somewhere besides the club, and I just stood at the square for some time. So, what's next? I decided to visit my cabin in order to collect my phone. I don't know where I'll find myself today, but having a watch is always useful. Though having a wristwatch is much easier. Suddenly I heard a different tune which was cutting through the usual noise of the camp. I listened to it carefully. It sounds like an electric guitar. Three repeating chords, no more. But this melody still felt somewhat warm. Somehow warm, as if a vacuum tube-based audio amplifier was used. Could there be such a luxury here? The sound was definitely coming from somewhere near the stage area. I wonder who that could be. I should go take a look. Coming to the stage area, I caught the sight of Alicia on the stage.
Panties again! Ah!
The girl was giving it all. With her eyes closed, she placed one of her legs upon the speaker and one was swaying her body with the rhythm of the music. I couldn't recognize the melody, but I was pretty sure that I'd heard it before. Probably something from Soviet rock. I could have named a dozen bands in this genre right off the bat, but I was hardly an expert. The song seemed really simple, literally just a 3-chord progression. Probably even I could have played it, given some time to practice. I wonder where Alicia got her playing skills. In the Soviet Union, such music had never been nationally acclaimed. The future rock star wasn't taking any notice of me. It was like she was trying to become one with the music, to resound in every note, in every bar, in every triplet. Rock heroes of the 80s instantly came to my mind. Many of them were devoted to the music in similar way. If she got dressed in something more suitable for that period's fashion instead of her pioneer uniform, no one would notice the difference. Her performance was coming to an end. Picking out a last couple of chords, Alicia finally noticed me.
Did you like it?
She doesn't seem as surprised as I would have expected. Yeah, that was cool.
As if you could do any better.
Smiled Alicia slyly. I'm not saying that I can do it better. I'm not a pro in music.
No doubt.
Yep. I didn't know what to tell her next and was heading on my way.
Wait a minute.
What?
Heard about the evening dance party?
I thought it was a ball.
Ball dance party, what's the difference?
She frowned. Yes, I did. And so what?
Are you going to go?
After throwing those words, she turned away. I'm not sure, and you?
What am I going to do there? What you heard of Morans?
There was some truth in Alicia's words, but this open disrespect surprised me. It's clear that it is not the idea of a ball that she hates. But why?
What do you mean by why?
Well, why don't you want to come? Dance party's out to be fun.
Do you really think so?
Annoyance flashed in her voice. I don't know, but I thought that you would.
Never liked them.
She interrupted me.
There's absolutely nothing to do at such parties.
I see. So what's your plan then? I asked, just to keep the conversation going. I'll just carry on practicing.
Oh, I just carry on practicing.
What are you practicing?
The song, dumbass, you even heard it.
Alicia had gone totally mad. A few more wrong questions and I will have to run for my life. Who wrote that song?
I did.
So you wrote it by yourself?
By myself.
Cool. An awkward silence hung in the air. Okay then.
Don't you want to listen?
Didn't I just hear it?
That's not what I meant.
She pouted.
The whole song is just a jam for now.
Oh, come on. Do it then.
Not right now.
Well, don't do it then. I felt uncertain about what she wanted from me. Do it! Not right now! Don't do it. I don't care, Billy. I'm just scared of you. Fuck, you're scary. But I'll bang anyway.
You mean you don't want me to play?
Seems like I frustrated her. I got ready for her to smash the guitar on my forehead or something even worse. But I was only an upset expression on Alicia's face. I told you.
Come here tonight, then I'll play it for you.
For me? How cute. Tonight is the party.
You said that you wouldn't go.
I didn't say that. Frankly speaking, I didn't want to go, but messing around with the Dvacha was no good either. Olga Dimitrievna won't like it.
Screw her,
said Alicia, getting steamed up. But I think I don't really. I kind of want to listen to her song, right, boys? But I think at the dance party there will be a bigger chance of me meeting Slavia. You know, good girl Slavia. Oh, pretty girl Slavia. You know. So no, I won't. Sorry. All of this wasn't really what I planned.
Oh, screw off. Not that I was really interested myself.
She clucked her disapproval and turned away. I was just wondering if the decision I made was right. Was the right one, when suddenly I was interrupted by a ring and calling the pioneers for lunch. I looked towards the canteen. I suppose it's time to go. Hunger's a shop foreign. I turned around with an intent to call Alicia to come along. But she looked so chillish and down. Every musician should know when it's time to leave. I grumbled under my breath. We're marching forward in a row. It is our pioneer squad. Pioneers in a row usually march to the canteen in the Sovyonok camp. I was looking for a place where no one would disturb me, like what happened before, just so I can eat in peace. And for that, I have to at least not be the last one to come. But I was pretty sure whatever happens here happens, whether I wanted to or not. The canteen was crammed as full as an egg. Olga Dmitrievna was standing at the entrance guarding it like a hawk.
Well, Simeon, were you working hard today?
Hard enough.
Well done, truly well done. And the hardest is yet to come.
I just spit.
Fine, take a seat next to the girls.
She pointed at the table next to the a pillar. Slavia, Uliana, and Lena was already sitting there. Not bad company, at least not the worst. I got my meal and went up to them. Do you mind if I sit here? I caught myself sounding a bit clueless. There was no other free places anyway.
No, of course not. Please do.
Lena remained silent. Today the meal consisted of a plate of borscht. I suspected there was some meat lurking in it, but I had no evidence. Some poultry, chances are chickenets domesticus, with fries, potatoes, and a traditional glass of compote. I found myself liking the local food more and more. I guess I just came to the conclusion that I have no other choice, which means that there's no use in complaining. Thank God there's something to eat.
Coming to the ball tonight?
I don't know.
He'll come. He got nowhere to go.
Uliana said happily. You'll come for sure.
Of course. I can't miss the opportunity to watch you make a fool of yourself.
You little cunt. She got it right, so I decided not to reply. And what about you? I asked Lena.
Yes.
She replied briefly.
See, you should go too then.
Said Slavia, as if leaving me no choice.
Don't forget to wear your trail coat.
Apparently, Uliana was so pleased with her joke that she laughed out loud. But I really had nothing to wear. My wardrobe was just a pioneer uniform and my winter clothes, which would be inappropriate even in the evening. And what will you be dressed in, entertainer?
Secret.
Will it be a little dress, just like in a kindergarten's matinee? Uliana turned red. Looks like I managed to offend her.
No, I will wear a biohazard suit just so I don't catch an infection from you.
I wonder what kind of infection are you afraid of catching from me?
Enough, you guys. Don't quarrel. Idiocy, of course.
I know this game says she's over 18, but it really doesn't sound like it. It's fucked up, man. It's fun. Looks like Uliana was highly pleased with it. She's a very childish 18-year-old, I will say. Also very small, like a head lower than everybody else. Wow, I'm throwing with stuff because it's so funny. Whoa. Looks like Uliana was highly pleased with her as she thought, brilliant answer again. You know, if you already have the flu, you can't catch a cold. Two can play that game.
What are you implying?
Oh, nothing at all. I looked away slightly.
Do you mean that?
She went red again. I don't mean anything.
Guys.
Given that it was Lena who interfered, it probably really was time to stop.
You're asking for it. You're gonna get it.
What? You'll finally wise up? Instead of replying, Uliana grabbed her plate filled with borscht and tipped it over my head. This game met an unexpected final. Oh, you little. She jumped up and tried to run away. But this time she won't get away. I grabbed her hand. And now what? I can't just smash her head against the table. This pantomime lasted a few seconds. Suddenly, Uliana skillfully grabbed a glass of compote and splashed it in my face. That way she managed to get free of my grip. She dashed off towards the counter and I chased her. This resulted in several flipped tables, a pile of smashed tableware, 5 pioneers crippled by various injuries, and full exhaustion of both parties. A draw, sort of. A belligerent draw, with too much belligerence. We stood before each other and breathed heavily. Tell me you won't behave this way again.
And you?
Olga Dmitrievna snuck up on us from behind. When you think about it, such a ride wouldn't go unnoticed.
Well, are you satisfied with yourself now?
Her voice appeared to be calm, but I was sure she was just about to explode.
And who's gonna clean up all this mess?
Exactly what happened.
Who? I'm asking you, who?
Him.
Replied Uliana with complete confidence. Her. I objected less confidently.
Both.
The camp leader brought a conclusive end to the ongoing argument. Generally, I wasn't sure what my share of the blame is more than hers. Although Uliana didn't have a drop of guilt on her face.
Beat it. I'm not cleaning. Ain't nobody got time for that. This is his fault. He started the fast.
No, it isn't.
Oh, yes, it is.
I'm not going to sort out all that nonsense. Someone go grab a mop, a bucket, some clothes. You know that kind of stuff in the closet? And as for you?
She looked at Uliana with such a burning gaze that I felt a bit sorry for the girl.
You! Start to pick up the broken tableware immediately!
Olga Dmitrievna took a deep breath and continued.
You're nothing but trouble! How many times have I told you?
I decided to skip the lecture and went to the closet that appeared to be near the exit. Suddenly, a perfect idea flashed in my head. Why don't I just run away? Sure, Olga Dmitrievna has caught us already, but I'm not the one to blame. Of course, I'm not that true pioneer she keeps talking about, but in comparison to Uliana, anyway, she's the principal culprit. It's not like I have nothing better to do than cleaning up the mess here. I have to seek answers. The truth is out there, somehow flashed through my mind. I'm gonna clean. I ain't gonna end up in no more problems. Running away is hardly a good idea. For starters, Olga Dmitrievna has caught me already, and dashing off would only aggravate my punishment. As well as that, I was indeed particularly guilty. Of course, it was all her fault. But if I hadn't reacted like that, probably we could have avoided this thrashing. Probably. I opened the cabinet and took out a broom, a mop, and a dustpan. Olga Dmitrievna wasn't anywhere near Uliana, but by the time I returned, she's gone.
Can you see, sir? Can you see for yourself?
Uliana looked upset. All her youthful spirit vanished without a trace. Okay, hang on a sec. I'll go and wash myself a bit at first.
I shot her
an angry glance and headed towards the exit. I washed the scraps of lunch off myself and returned to the canteen. Well, no escaping it. We have to clean it up.
It's all because of you.
Not a single gaze from her gave me the creeps. Of course it is. It's me who's guilty of everything. It's me who's a local natural hazard.
Oh, shut up.
Still, it's kind of strange that she's not trying to avoid this cleanup duty. Uliana had a solid opportunity to just run away and leave me alone, but somehow she did the exact opposite. Diligently gathering broken plate fragments, mopping the floor, picking up chairs and tables. In fact, she was so fast that I had a tough time keeping up with her. Well, now, aren't you suddenly acting all goody-goody?
It's not like I want to spend the whole day here, you dog.
She still sounded irritated. Listen, so you got to understand that you can't behave like that. At least not to such an extent. For some reason, I decided to try and give her a moral lecture.
I haven't done anything. It was you who was calling me names.
Uliana grabbed the bucket and the mop and went to the farthest corner of the canteen. Looks like she's still angry. Looking back at the mountain of broken tableware, I finally began to understand the scope of the catastrophe. We're lucky that at least the forks and the spoons are made of metal. We still have something to eat with. But there are hardly any plates left.
Hey!
Uliana called me with a shout. I went over to her.
I don't get it. Why do you hate me so much?
Her face becomes so serious that I was ready to believe that it wasn't just another trick of hers. Why do you think so?
I have no idea. That's exactly why I'm asking you.
I don't hate you. It's just that sometimes you behave like, well, you know, as simple as that, but still true.
Like what? I have no idea.
She lifted her gaze to me, bubbling with curiosity. Well, for starters, what's the big idea in pouring the compote all over me?
You were asking for it.
She smiled for the first time since we started cleaning. Yeah, sure. I heaved a deep sigh. So, what do you expect from others then?
Nothing.
She replied acidly. This discussion was over, so I just continued cleaning up in silence. It took us a few hours to fix up the canteen. At least all the broken tableware was gone. Chairs and tables were in their designated places. The floor looked clean. We were sitting together with Uliana next to the food counter, breathing heavily, deservedly resting. Now you see how much effort has to be put in because of a silly trick.
But I'm not tired at all.
Though the sweat pouring down her face told the opposite story. Oh well, good for you.
So what are you gonna do next?
I don't know about you, but I'd rather go.
No, that's not all. You have to
She hesitated.
help me with another little thing.
Thinking of another silly prank?
You bet.
She was smiling broadly. I'm not your man here. I'm more than fed up with just one punishment for today.
Okay, here's the deal. If you help me, now there won't be any more pranks.
Sure, that was an inviting prospect, but somehow I couldn't bring myself to trust Uliana even for that moment. Well, it wouldn't hurt to ask. So, what's your cunning plan?
We're gonna steal the candy.
What? I should have expected something like that. Candy is for kids.
Soon the chef will go out to dump the trash. Nobody's gonna see us.
Count me out.
Whatever.
She grunted and turned away.
Then I'll do it myself.
And I won't allow. I couldn't even finish the sentence as Uliana already jumped over the counter, ran to the cabinet, opened the door, and started rummaging through it. Hey, got that out. It's not like you haven't got enough problems with Olga Dmitrievna. She didn't reply. You won't get away with just cleaning duty for something like that. Uliana closed the cabinet. She held a huge bag of candy in her hands. You little, put it back. She stuck out her tongue at me and dashed off through the back door. I couldn't just leave it at that. I darted off in a pursuit. Sure, the girl had quite a head start, but I still funneled all the energy into the chase. I won't lose her again. We went through the square, turned to the music club building, and came out onto the forest trail. I'd almost caught Uliana when she stopped abruptly. I couldn't pull up as sharply, so I crashed into her, sending us sprawling. We rolled down into the grass. Gotcha! I gave a victorious shout. Oh, I might as well save the game. Even though I accidentally clicked it, I was supposed to. Good. I gave a victorious shout.
No, you didn't.
She replied with an ashamed tone. Uliana was lying under me. Her face was right next to me. I felt her erratic breathing and the heat of her body. Sure, right now she's only a child, but soon enough she'll become a woman. Wait, this game told me earlier that she was over 18 years old, and all the characters in this game is over 18 years old. Now it's telling me that she's a child. This is weird. What the fuck? They can't keep up with the story.
You're gonna rape me?
She said, coming back to her senses. You want me to? Anyway, it was more like a game to her.
Sure do.
She gave a cunning smile and snorted quietly. Or was it just my imagination? I'm not really in the mood.
Whatever.
Uliana reached up and bit me on the nose. I wasn't expecting that and even pulled back a little. Just a moment of hesitation was enough for her to wrestle out and run 1,000 feet away.
Watch it. You're gonna regret this later.
She laughed out loud and disappeared into the woods. The candy bag was left lying on the ground near me. I wonder if she dropped it on purpose. It's getting near dinner time, so I had to hurry up and return the candy, and very preferably stay under the radar. Of course, I'll explain the situation. It was Uliana who stole them, but who's gonna believe me? Olga Dmitrievna was already waiting for me at the entrance to the canteen.
Good job, Semyon.
On what? I hid the bag of sweets behind my back. The bag was transparent and too big to put in my pockets.
I was talking about the cleanup. Everything is clean and tidy.
Well, yeah.
And where is Uliana?
I wish I knew. She'll come soon.
Okay then, go and have your dinner.
I entered the canteen. Wait, I was supposed to be somewhere after lunch. I didn't get to! Okay. To my utter lack of surprise, it was full. Now I really don't know how to return the bag without being noticed. Sure, I could do it in the evening, but what do I do with it now?
Semyon!
I turned around. Slavia was in front of me.
Wow! What's that?
She looked at the bag that I didn't manage to hide in time. Caught red-handed and more like sweet-handed. Time to prepare for a scolding. These are sweets.
Where from?
I stole them, damn it. Got them from Uliana.
Oh, I see. Same old song and dance.
What do you mean?
It's not the first time she's stolen sweets.
And why am I not surprised? Let me handle this. Ella.
Let me handle this.
Thanks. Slavia saved the day yet again. She took the bag and headed to the buffet. I had no desire to listen what she was going to say while returning the sweets, so I started to look around the canteen looking for a place to sit. It seems that I will have to share a dinner table with Electronic and Shurik. There are no more places to sit. What's happening, gentlemen? Every time I had to deal with them, I got an itching desire to tease them, or at least to drop some cheeky or cocky banter. It might be too risky to behave that way, but the Electronic brothers were my primary source of positive emotions. How are you doing?
Fine. What about you?
Hits and misses.
Did something happen?
Lots of stuff.
Mind sharing?
Nah, some other time maybe.
Suit yourself.
Suit yourself. He made a helpless gesture.
We're going to the ball after dinner.
Electronic giggled. I know that.
Who would you want to ask out?
I hadn't thought about it yet. What about you? It seemed that this question caught him off guard. Ask Uliana. That would make her happy.
No thanks.
Electronic furiously waved his hand. And you, Shurik? You gonna ask Alicia out?
Thanks, I'll pass.
He looked calmer than his mate. Oh, come on, guys. It'll be fun. And in any case,
we got things to do. We still have to finish the robots.
oh, that's a marvelous idea. Ask your robot out. Can it dance?
It sure can't even walk yet.
Shurik probably missed the point completely.
Why? It would be a great demonstration of achievements in front of the camp.
And what will we show to them?
Yeah, you're right.
They both stared at their plates disappointedly. Damn. Dinner was over and the pioneers started to disperse. What will you wear for the ball? I asked Shurik and Electronic.
We don't have anything special to wear. We'll go as we are.
He indicated his pioneer uniform. They don't seem to care about their appearance at all. Well, why should I care then? Wearing my winter clothes isn't an option, so I'll just go like this. When does it start?
After 9 o'clock.
Got it. I left the canteen and deeply inhaled the fresh evening air. I remember those rare dances I used to go to at school. Hesitation, insecurity, even fear. I couldn't dance. I didn't even know how to react if someone had invited me. I wouldn't dare to invite someone else. All in all, I felt pretty uncomfortable about it. And it was even more unpleasant to watch others having fun. It wasn't envy. More like it was a disconcerting feeling that people were able to enjoy something so odd for me. I thought that there was still lots of time till the ball, so I could sleep a little to be fresh in the evening. No, you're supposed to do something! What the shit? Entering the camp leader's cabin, I flopped onto the bed instantly and shut my eyes. Strangely enough, I got right on time without an alarm. The clock was showing 9. Such a rare thing to happen. I felt sluggish though. Probably it wasn't the best idea to sleep during the day after all. Well, I have to go. In a couple of minutes I was standing at the square. The loudspeaker and some DJ equipment were installed near the monument, and the trees were decorated with light strings. Ah, a typical country ball. A lot of pioneers were around, but no familiar faces, so I just sat on a bench and waited. I didn't have to dance after all. Maybe I'll be able to just sit and chat with someone.
Hey there, sad face.
Uliana. Here to suggest something?
Come on, let's dance.
It was way too early. There isn't even any music yet.
Blah, you're so boring.
Yeah, I'm not the merriest person for such an event. She ran away. So Uliana did wear something like an evening dress. Pretty funny. Oh God! God! Oh God, yeah! Oh!
Hi.
Slavia. Hey. She sat down by my side.
How's the evening?
Fine.
Why are you so sad?
I'm not.
Okay. Well, dancing will surely cheer you up.
Maybe.
Don't forget to sing one dance for me.
Yes! I'm gonna dance with Slavia tonight, boys. Slav then ran towards the music equipment. The situation was getting serious. I wouldn't be able to sit through the whole dance party.
Hi?
Lena came closer. Oh, hi. You're here too? Is that such a wonder?
Yes.
Oh, that's actually a pretty nice dress you're having. Nice. Okay. Gonna light this party up? The joke fell flat. Lena blushed and looked down. Well, maybe there's not the that's not the best idea, setting things on fire.
Okay, then I guess I'll...
Yeah. She left. It looked like the whole camp was at the square. The pioneers formed large groups, talked, joked around and laughed. At the DJ's panel, Uliana argued loudly with Olga Dmitrievna about the playlist for the evening. And here it is. Boys, I know what you're thinking. It's a fucked up time to end this great episode of are you sure? Yeah, I'm sure I want to overwrite that shit. This great episode of Everlasting Summer, but it has gone on way too long. It's almost an hour long. It wasn't supposed to be this long, so I'll say thanks for watching. It was pretty nice to make this little great episode for you. Remember to like, subscribe, leave a comment telling me who you would bang of these girls. And I'll see you all in the next episode. Bye!